Everybody, welcome back to Small Couch Reviews, car review time. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Joey.
And if we are in the car, yes, we just got out the theater and we saw Wolfman. Yeah. This is the other movie that came out this weekend outside of one of them days, which we have a review for, so go check that out. It was, in my opinion, a better movie. But we'll get to this. So, look, Wolfman.
Yeah.
This is actually, it's funny. I didn't tell you this, Giovanni. When you first... it's the holiday.
Yeah.
We didn't have much to do. So you're like, oh, let's go check this out.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and it's from a guy I very much respect. It is Leigh Whannell. Okay. You might not know that name, but he is the guy who brought us the first two Saw movies, the good one. Oh. He brought us The Invisible Man from a few years ago, which was great. Oh. And he also brought me one of the most underrated action movies called Upgrade, which you probably haven't seen, but everyone should watch it. It is so good. So he's been batting 1,000. My opinion, I think he might be down to about 800 now, though. But we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So, The Wolfman. If you watch the trailers, it just makes you see, it stars Julie Gardner, our soon-to-be Silver Surfer. Mm-hmm. And she is a wife, and her daughter and her husband go away to a cabin, and her husband somehow develops, lycanthropy or werewolfism.
Yeah,
he starts turning into a werewolf, and it looks like it's just like, a horror movie based on that, where they have to survive that.
Yeah.
So that's I think that would be the IMDb pitch too. So that's what we'll go with.
That would have been a better movie.
So we're gonna do our sours and our sweets. Joe, if you want, you go ahead and start, bro.
Oh man, ultimately sour. It's just like, oh no, it's just slow all the way through.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming.
Yeah, how about that? That's a better word. It's just there. It exists. It's a movie, and it's not horrible at all.
Right.
I'm going to go and say it. I will never watch this again.
Yeah, it was less than mid, and I gotta say, towards the end of it, I was like, my attention was gone.
Oh yeah.
But let me say this. So let's say it was a movie about a man slowly descending into, becoming a werewolf. It was a character study on what that would do to him and how the changes affect him.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That's what I thought it was.
Or if it was a movie about, like we said in the beginning, a man who becomes a werewolf and has to, now his family has to protect themselves against him. Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah,
or if it's a movie where he turns into a werewolf and then decides he wants to protect his family from other werewolves. That would be cool.
Cool too, yeah.
But, an amalgamation of all three just leaves not a lot to be desired. Like, everything was half-baked. Like Joby said, like, it's slow. It's real slow. Even the parts with, like, werewolf action.
And those are, like, legitimately probably a minute and 20 seconds each.
Yeah, man.
Anytime there's, like, actual action.
Yeah. And the thing that actually gets me, they seem to be hinting at stuff that just they leave unresolved. Mm-hmm. Like, the very beginning opens with the husband, him and his when he's a boy, him and his father are hunting in the woods, and his father seems to be like this. I don't want to say conspiracy theorist because what he's saying is true, but he's like a survivalist, and he's like, I'm hunting this wolf. You got to know what's gonna happen. You got to be able to survive or whatever.
Mm-hmm. He knows.
Yeah, like he knows, but like his whole obsession with this, it's never really explained. Like, why do you care?
Mm-hmm. I would have liked more.
Yeah, more exposition on that.
At least another 10 minutes of his childhood.
Yeah,
like really filled in the blanks.
And when he comes back, his neighbor seems to know some stuff.
Right,
but that's not really explored. They're having him and his wife. Even the little marital problems that they're having, they dangle that in front of you. But there's not a lot to go there. It's just, the movie starts, he slowly descends, and then you just watch as it happens. And that's really all that it is.
I mean, I guess that's like level of detail, right? So you said marital problems. She comes in, she gives him an envelope, doesn't kiss him, nothing, doesn't even acknowledge him actually, and goes straight to their daughter. And it's just like, okay, was that you giving us? I was like, that's you're explaining that they're just not good,
right? That was it.
But that's not good.
Yeah, it's not. It's like, I mean, what like. What's this like? I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah.
What led to this? What does he hope to accomplish at this cabin?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't great. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
But and again, like Joey said, it wasn't actually horrible.
No, it's not.
Like it keeps your interest. Like while I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is happening. Yeah. I do want to see where this is going. Yeah. But at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like,
it doesn't go anywhere.
This is, it keeps going. Oh, now we're on to this. Oh, now we're on to this. And that other stuff is still left unresolved. So
that, I guess is that like equally our sour? It's just a movie.
Yeah.
That doesn't, I wouldn't want it to be like 2.5 hours.
I wouldn't either. But I feel like it needed to be.
Yeah, right. And that's like the opposite of usually where you go in and you're not getting anything. You don't leave with you don't even really leave with a resolution.
Nah, it's really no. It's a very anticlimactic ending. So yeah, I think that's
the sour. Yeah.
If I were to go sweet, so like I said, it's like I mentioned, it's amalgamation of like a couple different things happening. Mm-hmm. Watching him become a werewolf was actually pretty cool. Like there's a scene like they use sound excellently in this movie, and
like I said it. I was like, oh, that sounds cool.
Like when he first gets his werewolf senses, like first he smells something like it's in another room away. He's like, what is that? But then he like hears like this pounding in his head. It's like, what is that sound?
I was like, oh shit, there's a werewolf.
Right. But then he finds out what it is, and it's a spider just crawling up a wall. Yeah. But its footsteps sound like they sound like earthquakes to him. And then, his wife is talking to him, or he's talking to his wife, and suddenly they just can't understand each other. Yeah. It sounds like white noise to him, and it sounds like grunts to her. Yeah. So watching that whole thing was actually very entertaining. Yeah. I think that was the most entertaining part of this movie.
Werewolf Vision was probably one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah. When they show what the world looks like through his eyes.
To him, and it's just like seeing directly through pitch black. I was like, that's awesome. That first spin around, like where the camera goes behind both of their heads.
Oh yeah, and show what their perspectives are.
I was like, that's cool. I thought they were going to explore that more. Like, no. So that is definitely a sweet. And then the makeup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Fire makeup. Like I'm loving this era of mix of classic, like actual special effects makeup.
Yeah.
And CGI. Like I'm like, oh, this is, like you say, the transformation was dope. His final form was pretty underwhelming though.
I agree.
It's like I'm expecting like classic Wolfman at the end.
And also minor spoiler, but he has like a change of heart at the end.
Yeah.
And they didn't explain that. They also didn't explain, like, I mean, I guess
how he has control.
Yeah, like he kind of he had control, then all of a sudden he lost it, I think. Yeah. I didn't really go into that. And also the wolf that scratched him. Like, what did you want? Like, I mean, I know it might be too much for me asking, like, what does a monster want? But, like, if he had, if our main character had, like, logic, you would think that there'd be logic to the other wolf. And, like, again, it's just nothing is explained to you. So, this was just the time of the movies, y'all. I think this was a little even less than mid, in my opinion. I would split this straight down the middle and give it a 2.5. What about you?
I totally agree, and I forgot to go tell the bartender at the Alamo how I felt because he told me to come tell him. I would have said it is absolutely mid, and if you want to just waste an hour or so, just go watch this movie. It's not scary.
Yeah,
and it's Blumhouse. I was ready to get scared.
Yeah, it wasn't actually all that scary either.
No.
like at all.
Nah.
I mean, they had like I said, the sound was used well.
Sound was amazing.
At the beginning, there was like kind of like a sound jump scare, but outside of that,
nothing.
You were just watching it.
I was expecting to get creeped out and scared a little bit, and I didn't get that.
Yeah, so Wolfman, that's our thoughts. Let us know if you've seen it, what you think about it, right down there in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share, people. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we out.
Deuces.